Hey, it's Christian Craven, and we are backstage here at the RuPaul's Drag Race Season 8 premiere party in Austin, Texas. We're interviewing the whole cast, all of the queens of the show, and let's see what the queens have to say before the big episode premieres on March 7th on Logo TV. Pick myself up, turn the world on. We are here at the RuPaul's Drag Race Season 8 premiere party in Austin, Texas.
Wait, 8? I'm in the wrong place. Bob, I'm actually Bibi Zahara Benet from Cameroon. This is Season 8. I am in the wrong place. That's really
no,
bad.
but it's the Afro. I mean,
that was a bad Cameroonian
okay.
accent. That wasn't even.
It's okay. The beautiful Naomi Smalls, hailing from California. Naomi, tell me a little bit about the last 6 months after the show finished filming, and you had this huge secret. Yeah, kind of everybody knew you were on the show. What were some of those thoughts going through your mind? Were you nervous? Were you excited? But now it's revealed it's finally here. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm super excited. It wasn't too hard staying away from a lot of people, though, because I live an hour and a half away from LA. So, and my friends like to call me the most irrelevant queen of Season 8. But whenever people would ask me about, oh, I know where you were, or how was your vacation?
Right.
I would just be like, I have to pee, and I would just walk away.
G2G, exactly. TTYN. Can you believe it? You made it. RuPaul's Drag Race Season 8.
It is
How does that
weird.
feel? We're on the red carpet in Austin, Texas.
It's so surreal. It's because I've tried out so many different times, and now it's happening. I'm like, oh, it's here.
Yeah.
All right. Now is the time.
In the first episode, we see you walk into the workroom, and you see your other New York queens, an explosion of excitement.
Yeah.
What was that feeling like, knowing that you had a little bit of an alliance going into the game?
It was great. Me and Thorgy have known each other for years, and me and Betty know who each other are, but we didn't really know each other at the time.
Yeah.
We've grown to know each other over since the episode. It was great to see some girls I recognize and actually know. I recognize Kim Chi, but I know Thorgy.
Right. What were those first moments like when you walked into the workroom?
Well, when I first walked in, I was kind of like, oh, everybody looked a little frightened to be there. So I was like, I hope this is something that'll pass, or I'm not sure. But I was so excited. But the truth is, there are pink pillars. There's 4 pink pillars when you first walk in. And I was told to stop at the pink pillars, but I can't see without my glasses. So I just kept walking. And they were like, wait, stop. Where are you going? And I'm like,
If you could describe Acid Betty as a dessert, what kind of dessert would she be?
That's a good question. I like you. As a dessert, I like creme brulee.
Okay.
But maybe
somebody else already said that.
Oh, really? But I was gonna say some kind of violet, some kind of mix. I don't know.
I feel like you're a cocktail, one of those cocktails that has oxygen, cotton candy, and a cherry and a piece of cake.
Yes.
That's that.
Yes.
Okay, done. Perfect.
I prefer you to answer all of my questions.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much. It's been great. What can fans expect to see from you this season, and how are you planning to break that mold and show who Derrick is outside of just being a fabulous Britney?
Well, unfortunately, I can't get away from my face. So it's a gift to be able to do Britney. It's not so much a talent as in it's just nature.
Yeah.
I just happen to look like her in drag. It's something that I'm going to have to break out of, but I'm excited that I get to experiment and really show my drag for the very first time on Drag Race. And that's what's so exciting.
Your performances are really conceptual, as well as your looks. Tell me a little bit about that and, kind of how this fantasy comes to life.
Of course. A lot of people call me a look queen, but I see myself as more of a visual fairy tale. So by creating a look together and creating a performance that goes with the look, I'm narrating a visual story to the audience.
Cynthia Lee Fontaine, hailing from Austin, Texas, y'all. Woo! And we are here. What's that feel like to bring all the queens from the show here to your home city?
A big responsibility because you need security all the time. You don't understand. They don't behave. I'm the only one that is the Christian woman of the group. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm the worst.
So, walking into that workroom for the first time, what were some of the thoughts going through your mind? Were you excited? Were you nervous? Obviously, when you go on Drag Race, it's kind of a pinnacle moment in any drag queen's career that not a lot of queens get to experience.
Yeah.
What were some of those thoughts going through your mind?
To be very honest with you, I was in shock because I worked so hard for this. This is my second audition tape. And then I was actually coming to the workroom, and I was on the Mood TV. You will see already on the episodes. Like I always like go on this like 1985 like TV anchor, Cynthia Lee Fontaine reporting news. But then the moment that I just realized I was on the show, it was when I saw RuPaul down the stairs like the first time, and I started crying because I just contemplated like my dream was making it come through, and I was so proud and excited about that. So.
You're in Texas. Oh, so good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Now, we actually, across the globe, look at us, booked and blessed. Booked and blessed.
Thank you.
So we actually met 2 weeks ago in New York City at Hardware, and we were chatting, and this huge fan of you came up, and he said, oh my God.
Allegedly.
Oh my God, Thorgy, I come to all your shows.
No, wait, no name. There was no name.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's the whole point.
Oh my God, I'm your biggest fan. I love you so much.
I come to all of your shows.
I come to all of your shows, and then
I love your outfit.
what do you say?
I love you so much. What was your name again?
And Thorgy's response, it's Jessica. Jessica.
Well, that's how I get with people. You know, people in New York, there's a lot of people, not a lot of fans, a lot of people who love drag, and that's wonderful. It's not that hard when there's a queen in the room to turn around to any boy in that room and be like, what's her name?
Yeah.
To not learn it and then ask a queen to her face, it's not nice.
Now, Thorgy, walking into the workroom, seeing your other NYC gals, what was that moment like when you're like, sweet, I have an alliance, I know somebody here,
well, now
I'm going to kill him?
I can actually say, Betty came in first and I came in second. We kind of knew that me and Bob knew we were on each other, but we couldn't talk about it. And when I got there, I was like, of course you're here, bitch. Bob. I was like, Bob, we're going to have Acid Betty was the one for me where I was like, you have to be kidding me, you're on the show. And she just stood up like, hey, bitch. And I'm like, you fucking man! We really flipped out.
You said that one's going to be a problem.
I did say, now we can talk about it because the episode's out. But I'm like, girl, Acid Betty is a force not to be, literally not to be fucked with. And in Brooklyn, too, it's like everyone knows when she walks in there, it's like, oh, yeah, that's Acid Betty. Watch your words. She's always paying attention. She's real intelligent. And I knew she was going to be a good competitor this season.
What was that moment like for you when you walked in and you saw her and you're like, okay, I know somebody here. What was that moment like?
I was gagging and very excited because I know that Thorgy has auditioned for every season, and I actually convinced her to audition. Well, I had a talk with her and said, you need to audition for season 8. And so when I saw her walk in, I almost wanted to cry because I was like, she wanted that so badly. So I wasn't really like, you little bitch, but editing.
You said in your Meet the Queens that you are the drag mother to Violet Chachki. What was that secret like going into the competition, or was she able to give you any words of wisdom?
Oh, no, she didn't know it all until I got there. Until I walked on set for the first episode, and her jaw just dropped. Like, she had no idea. And then she wanted to blow me up.
Now, I know you are a former Miss Continental. How was the pressure going into the competition when it was still a secret and you first walked into that workroom, thinking about Miss Continental, thinking about Naysha Lopez? What were some of those thoughts that were going through your mind at that time?
Well, you know, it's always kind of nervous. You know, I was just so nervous going into it only because you do something and you're really successful at it. So you feel a little pressure. You're like, I'm a former Miss Continental. I have to really slay it for the kids, you know? So yeah, I was definitely nervous, but I think I did an amazing job. I'm very proud of myself.
Right. In the trailer, we see you have a little tiff with Derrick Barry. Tell me a little bit about that relationship and what fans of the show can expect to see. I'm sure more than one instance.
They didn't show what happened right after that. I stabbed her to death. Yeah. But then they stitched her up, and she's healed. It's been months. And so let's see what happens.
So in the trailer, we saw you have a little tiff with Bob, and I'm sure there's many more than just one.
I don't know.
In 3 words, what can fans of the show expect from you this season?
Legs, lips, and drama.
Perfect. What's that moment like when you walked into the workroom and you finally saw this epic, what I call, kind of the gay Super Bowl? What was that moment like?
It's weird. You see it on TV, then you come in, you're like, okay, you're here, and you walk in, and it's very overwhelming until you realize that all the brick is printed and the air conditioner's making a ripple. Okay. All right.
They got you walking through the back with the trash.
Yeah. There's no ceiling.
Right. That maybe this season you may be the Shade Queen in the first episode. My favorite line being, let me tell you a story about flats.
Well, look, I'm just saying what everyone else is thinking. I mean, flats are the devil. Remember when Victoria Beckham got pulled over and they told her to get out of the car, and she's like, I can't, I'm wearing flats. It's like, see, bitch, that's why you can't. You just can't. First episode, here I am, like, the whole
Sass
time.
it
and I'm
away. You're like,
oh my, I was like, I didn't make that face, but clearly I did. Oh, well.
So tell me about the last 7 months after the show finished filming. What were those thoughts going through your mind? Was it a hard secret to keep? And then how are you feeling now that everyone knows we're finally here and now the fun is really starting to kick off?
7 months after Drag Race was a really interesting time because everybody in the world knew that I was in Drag Race except, I physically couldn't say it out loud.
Right.
So I go to the club and people will be like, hey, Kim, I know where you were this summer. And I'll be like, I don't know where you were. And I just run to the bathroom.
Right.
And then after a while, it kind of got old dealing
Right.
with those kind of things. So I just stopped going out.
Yeah.
And I used that time to create a lot of content, which I'll be releasing throughout the season. And I made a lot of costumes and a lot of things, which will all be revealed soon.